This is a story of a couple who come to a deserted and beautiful island to make their honeymoon adventurous. But this place was as scary and mysterious as it looked beautiful, about which they had no idea. An unseen force starts watching them at every step, and soon their honeymoon trip turns into a nightmare. Now will they be able to escape from this island of death, or will this place become their last destination? Let's know in today's heart-wrenching story. Hello, Gentle Explainer here. Today I am going to gently explain a horror suspense movie called Uninhabited. In the beginning of the story, we see a beautiful island in the middle of the sea where a couple named Beth and Harry have come to visit. Actually, they have just got married, so they have chosen this place to make their honeymoon exciting and memorable. This is a deserted island in the middle of the sea. That is, no human being lives here. Both of them are very happy because they are here. They will stay for 10 days and will enjoy a lot during this time. A man named Jackson has come to drop them here, who will go back after dropping them. He brings all their luggage in a boat, and while leaving tells both of them that if they want to go back before 10 days, then call them anytime on the satellite phone. I will come to pick them up. On this, Beth says that why will we go back soon? It means they're going to have a lot of fun here. After this, Jackson leaves. Beth has been recording everything from the beginning so that every moment can be made memorable. Both are very happy because there is no one to disturb them here, and for 10 days they are the owners of this entire island. But they were completely unaware of what problems they will have to face on this deserted island. Now, after some time, both of them go for swimming, and after swimming for a long time, they return to the beach and there they start their romance. Let's see what happens after the romance. Both of them fell asleep there, and when they woke up they saw that someone's footprints were passing by them. Both of them felt strange seeing this, after which they started following those footprints towards a forest. But on reaching there, the footprints suddenly disappeared. Now, because there was no one else there except them, they found it strange, but after some time they ignored this and started making their tent. Anyway, 10 days seemed less for them. Now at night, Harry goes to the forest to find wood to light a fire. There he finds some bone, seeing which he does not understand whether these bones are of a human or an animal. Then he feels something strange, but on looking around there is no one there. Then he comes back with wood. After this, both of them are shown eating food, and they are talking a lot. Then Harry sees those bones and sits on them. Harry shows Harry the bones and tells him that he found them in the forest. Beth says that they might be of a big animal, but both of them still had doubts about whose bones they were. They think about it for some time. Then Harry starts talking about something else and they forget about it. It was dark now, so they go to sleep in their tent, and after having fun for some time, they fall asleep, but in the middle of the night, they hear some noise outside. Harry looks outside, but there is no one there. Beth says that maybe this sound must have come from a tree because of the wind, after which they go to sleep again. Next morning, Harry is swimming when Beth calls him and shows him that someone has hung his clothes on the tree. Seeing this, he starts thinking that who else could be there except him. After this, both of them go towards the forest and start looking, but even after searching for a long time, they do not find anyone. No one is seen, so they come back and think that maybe it is the work of a monkey who has hung their clothes like this and left. Then both of them go for fishing, where Harry is about to step on a fish when Beth stops him and picks up the fish and tells him that this is a stone fish whose thorns are so poisonous that if your foot gets stuck on it, then you can die within 30 minutes. And I had read about it in a book. After this, both of them start fishing safely and then swim for some time. Then when they come out, then suddenly they hear someone crying from the jungle. Following the sound, both of them start going towards the jungle. And after going a little further, they see a small house, which looks very old and broken. Seeing this, they feel strange that how can there be someone's house here? Then they go inside to check and see that there is a bed and some stuff inside the house, and everything looks very old. Then Beth comes out, but Harry goes inside where he sees another room which is very small, and there is a picture on its wall in which a girl is killing a man with a spear. Harry finds all this very strange, and then on Beth's call he comes out where Beth shows him that someone is buried here, and there is a wooden cross on top on which the name Coral is written. Seeing this, both of them start thinking whose grave this could be, and how did this girl reach here? Then we see that someone is secretly keeping an eye on them. Now, who is this? And whose house is this? And what is the real secret of this grave? We will know all this later. After this, both of them return to their tent, but the same things were still going on in their mind. Then Beth starts watching the recording of her camera and asks Harry to watch it too. Both of them start watching the recording done on this island and are very happy, but suddenly they see a recording which they had not shot themselves. When they were sleeping, someone had recorded their private video. Seeing this, they become absolutely sure that someone else is definitely present here. Beth gets very scared and starts talking about leaving from here. But Harry explains to her that there is nothing to be afraid of in this. This can also be a prank of someone who might have come here while we were sleeping and recorded the video and gone away. But Beth does not agree and says that this island is completely deserted and there is no one here except us. Then how can this happen? Harry hugs her because she was very scared and he consoles her and improves her mood. Then we see that both of them ignore all these things and start joking and try to make this time more memorable. During this time, they suddenly hear the sound of a gunshot. They go to the beach and see that there are two people in a boat in the sea who are catching big fish by firing. Seeing them, they understand that this island is not completely deserted. If two people are catching fish here, then there may be more people here. After this, they return to their tent. Now in the next scene, we see the night time where they were in the tent and talking to each other. Then they hear someone screaming, and this voice was coming from the same house. Both are surprised that who could be making such a terrifying voice. After this, Harry asks Beth to stay in the tent and goes towards that house. He was scared after reaching there, but he was about to open the door when Beth comes there, which scares Harry. Then he asks Beth to go back to the tent, and he himself goes inside to investigate. There he finds a diary which had many pages. He could hardly read anything when Beth calls him, and he comes out. He sees that the wooden cross which was lying on the grave of that girl earlier has become straight now. He is surprised to see that who has done this now. Then he thinks that maybe those two boatmen must have done this. After this, he comes back to the tent and sleeps outside. But the next morning when he wakes up, he sees that someone has hung many calendars there which were looking very strange. Harry also sees this and understands that this cannot be someone's prank. Now he also gets ready to leave from here, but now the satellite phone was missing from his bag. Beth says we are not able to find the satellite phone. What will we do now? After this, they find those two men and go to them and start asking about the phone, but they do not understand their language, so Harry starts shouting at them. Due to this, both of them get angry and start fighting with Harry and also misbehave with Beth. After this, Harry and Beth leave from there. Then when those two men leave from there, Beth and Harry go and search for the phone in their bags, but they do not find the phone. After this, Harry swims alone and after a lot of difficulty reaches their boat and tries to contact Jackson from the boat's radio, but due to poor radio signal, contact is not possible. Then Harry starts looking at the things kept on that boat. Then suddenly a man comes and hits him and makes him unconscious. Then he starts bringing him to the beach in an unconscious state. Next, nighttime is shown, where both of them tied Beth and Harry to a tree. Then one man comes to Beth and starts misbehaving with her. Meanwhile, the other man hears some sound from the jungle. Both of them go to check on her. At this moment, Harry somehow frees himself and then frees Beth as well. But then the sound of firing and the voices of those two men can be heard. Then Beth and Harry see that one of the men is injured and they run away from there in fear by taking the boat. Next morning, Beth wakes up and follows the blood of that injured man and reaches that house. Then she takes the diary lying there and starts reading it. Then Harry also comes there. Beth tells him that whatever happened to those two men last night is written in this book. It is also written in it that years ago, a girl named Coral came here and got trapped for some reason. But 7 people found her alone and exploited her and then beat her badly. They tortured her and killed her brutally, but the girl returned as an evil spirit after dying and took revenge on those people one by one. After this, whoever comes to this island, she does not let them go back alive and kills them here. She especially hates men a lot, so she gives them a very painful death. But Harry does not believe in all this evil spirit and the fact of returning after death. He goes away from their calling this diary nonsense, but Beth believes in the things written in this diary and starts decorating Coral's grave by collecting some female snail. Then she hears someone crying from the house, so she goes inside to check. On the other hand, Harry was sitting on the beach listening to songs, and he also feels someone behind him. He turns back to look, but there is no one there. Now at night, Beth tells Harry that Coral's spirit is really present there, but Harry was still unable to believe it. He says that if Coral's spirit kills innocent people who come to this island, then how are you and I still alive? Both of them argue a lot on this and then go to sleep. But in the middle of the night, Harry suddenly wakes up after seeing a dream. Then Beth also wakes up. Then both of them take a torch and look outside the tent. There were 2 more new graves made there. They get very scared after seeing them. The next morning, they They were sitting on the beach and Beth was still crying out of fear, and their satellite phone was also missing, so they could not leave from here even if they wanted to. While they were flying, they saw a plane above them. They started collecting dry wood to light a fire so that the planes passing by could get a signal of their presence. Meanwhile, Harry heard the ring of a satellite phone. He followed the sound and reached inside the house. The phone was inside the same house. He got scared on seeing it. When he received the phone, he started hearing the same voices. The day when the 7 men were torturing Coral. Coral was screaming loudly, but they kept torturing her. Hearing all this, Harry got very scared and threw the phone down. Then Coral came there. Harry got scared on seeing her. She killed Harry with a knife. We also see Coral for the first time. After this, she disappeared in the darkness. On the other side, Beth saw that Harry was not on the beach and it was getting dark. She thought Harry was dead, so she went inside the house with a torch to look for him. But when she did not find Harry there, she went outside and saw Harry's body hanging on Coral's grave. Seeing this, Beth fell unconscious. Next morning, when she regains consciousness, she sees that Harry's body is not there. She runs to the beach and starts setting fire to the collected wood with a matchstick. Then she sees Coral standing on the sea. Beth starts running towards her and shouts and asks what she wants, but then her foot falls on a stone fish, due to which she starts shouting in pain. But she somehow comes back to the beach and falls down. She knew that she would die in half an hour due to the pricking of the stone fish's thorn. Then she starts remembering all the beautiful moments spent with Harry. In the next scene, we see that 10 days have passed, and now Jackson comes there to take Beth and Harry, but when he reaches the beach, he sees 2 graves near the tent, but still he reaches the same house searching for them, where he finds the same diary, and picks it up and starts reading it. And then Beth comes and stands behind him, who had actually died, and her grave was near Coral's grave. That means now Beth had also become a spirit, and like Coral, she will also kill the people coming to this island. Now in the end, we are shown this entire island, that how many mysterious things are hidden on this deserted island about which we humans are unaware till date. So friends, this was a scary and mysterious story of this beautiful and deserted island. Coral's painful death and her spirit's revenge makes this island a place where death is waiting for everyone. I hope you liked this movie explain video. If you want to see more similar movie explain videos, then you can watch this video by clicking here. Now I go and see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.